Welcome, everybody, to Namaste, to what I call the first day of the rest of your life. Okay? So I really first need to express my gratitude to all of you for being here and for allowing me to be in this position, which I can only do if you were here. And I really, really appreciate it, and I hope to do my very best to exceed all of your expectations and to give as much of myself and what I've learned from my teachers to you as efficiently and effectively as I can. Alright? So we're going to do the name game introductions, all that later. For now, we're going to get into what we call the course requirements. Okay, we're going to get right into like the nuts and bolts, the course requirements. We're going to talk about the whole logistics and how the whole course works. And then we're going to really get right into teaching yoga today. Okay, we don't waste any time. What really happens is what I call, I just throw you right into the fire. And of course, the first day we struggle and we have fun, and then every other day it just gets easier and easier as we begin to apply what we're doing in our practice every morning to what we're studying in our minds with all the intellectual bookwork stuff, and then with what we're actually practicing with our voice and the whole thing. It all comes together. And when that is coming together with the food, okay, and the other practices, the awareness practices, the things I'm going to tell you now about these requirements for enlightened living, put all that stuff together and really have what I call a positive feedback cycle, where each intelligent thing feeds into the next intelligent thing, and it makes us stronger. So that we eat a little bit better and it makes our muscles stronger, and so we do a couple extra push-ups and that makes our willpower stronger, so then we eat a little bit better and then we do even more push-ups and our willpower is even stronger. And so this is positive feedback, and that's what we're going to all experience out here because the environment's very controlled. Yeah, that's what I like about being here in Colorado. The opposite is what a lot of us have experienced in our life, which is the negative feedback cycle, where we do one unconscious thing and it leads us to feel like crappy, and we feel crappy, and so we don't want to exercise. So we don't exercise, so we get weaker, and so what do we feel? Worse. And so we feel worse, we're going to do something else unconscious. Okay, and then that's a negative feedback cycle, and where we every day is getting like more and more away from our feeling of life and vibrancy, and so the funny thing is, a lot of people believe that there's something called suspended animation, where you're on a treadmill and you're not going up or down, you're just staying where you are. People believe that that's possible, but it's not. There's only two possibilities. You're either on the positive feedback cycle or you're on the negative feedback cycle, but anything else is an illusion. Okay? So now, like I said, we've got these variables in line. We're going to be, the variables are exercise every day, intelligent food, and allowing your mind to be your best friend instead of your worst enemy. Okay, because a lot of us all of us have a tendency to allow our minds to abuse us and to punish us and to really hurt. We hurt ourselves as if the world isn't hard enough on us. We have to add to it and make ourselves our own worst enemy. And when we become aware of that, we have a sense of humor about that. We begin to laugh and say, "Wow, I have more compassion for this other guy out there than I have for myself." And we get to say, well, why? That's not necessarily the best approach. Okay, and so we get to experience all that. When we come to all that together, like I say, you experience results really fast. And when I mean results, what that means is you feel better physically, like you're mentally feeling better, more alert, more of a relaxed alertness, more at peace, equanimity, less reactivity. So there's a lot of mental benefits that come from this. Physical benefits, weight loss, tone, muscle tone, range of motion, all the physical benefits, power, strength. And then the spiritual benefits, which might also come, which is what happens when you realize that divinity is everywhere, that God is manifesting everywhere, all over nature. That is just, when we experience the peace and the silence, like what happens when you're hiking outside here, and you just feel so relaxed and so connected. That's spiritual stuff, because then we're recognizing that time, space, and those things do not exist. We're part of nature. Yeah, and that's really quite valuable for our nervous system and for our well-being. Okay, and so all these things come together, and that's why we're here. Okay, so welcome. I cannot be more appreciative. All right, so course requirements. We're going to start on your manual on page 7. Well, you know what? Let's start, before we get to there, let me just very briefly, because I would like to be as comprehensive as I can here, go over the table of contents. So let's go over the actual manual here. So we'll be really starting on page 1. This manual and this course is broken up into essentially 5 sections. Alright? So, and you see it here. You have section 1, asana, we call it ASA. You have section 2, teaching techniques, TTQ. We have section 3, PHI for philosophy. Section 4, ANA, that's anatomy. And section 5, we would have normally called that ENE for energetic systems. Okay? So those are our sections. The first many days of this training, depending on how long